Om and welcome back to the Yogi. I'm Julia, your yoga instructor for arthritis. And in today's yoga video, I'll be guiding you through a 30-minute Yin restorative practice for an open heart. For today's practice, you'll need a yoga mat, a folded blanket, 2 yoga blocks, a yoga bolster if you have one. If not, please improvise and use whatever you have at home. We'll begin in a seated, comfortable position. Inhale through the nostrils and exhale. Inhale fully and exhale completely. Our heart chakra is associated with the color green. It is our love center, our center of forgiveness, compassion, gratitude, thanks. And when this chakra and energy center is balanced, we feel unconditional love. We feel happy, joy, even when things are challenging, even while experiencing chronic pain, in my own experience. So today, we will focus on opening and balancing the heart chakra. The mantra is YAM, YAM, Y-A-M. It sounds like yum. And the affirmation is, I am love. I am love. And during this physical practice, you have the option to repeat the mantra, YAM, or I am love. When you notice you start to drift away to outer thoughts, you can always come back to your breath or to your mantra or affirmation. Close your eyes. Right now, ask yourself, how do I feel today? As you breathe deeply with your full yogic breaths. How do I feel today? Allow the answers to float up to the surface without any judgment, as though observing from the outside in. Now that you've checked in with yourself, breathe love into your heart center. And exhale love. Inhale love into the heart center. And exhale love right back out into the universe. You can gently release your hands in your lap, and very slowly we'll float the eyes open, keeping our gaze downward to stay inward. Moving very mindfully, stretch out the legs in front of you, taking your time I know I'm feeling very stiff today, like a tin man. So I'm going to take my time, just like you should at home. Listen to your body. You can circle the wrist gently to one side and the other. And then we'll move mindfully, coming to all fours. Again, adding some cushion under the knees if you need it. You have the option to place a yoga wedge underneath your yoga mat if your wrists and hands are bothering you today, with the taller side facing you, and placing the hands directly onto the wedge. Breathe in, inhale and drop the belly, gaze up towards the ceiling to arch the back. Exhale as you gently round from the lower back, middle back, upper back, and the head gently drops down to gaze at the navel. Take a few mindful rounds of cat and cow, sending the sit bones back and out to the exterior, and exhale to round. Articulating every single movement of the spine. Breathe in, gaze up, drop the belly, and exhale to round. Very gently come back into tabletop position, and we'll move down to the belly. Take your time to remove any props and place them close by, in front of you or out to the side. And we'll roll onto our bellies together. Release the tops of the feet down to the floor. You have the option to place your hands one on top of the other as though creating a pillow for your cheek, where you can gently rest your cheek. And you have the option to stay here instead of coming up to Sphinx pose. If you're moving into Sphinx pose, slowly come up to the forearms and spread your fingers wide as comfortably as they can go. And gently release the tops of the feet, the pelvis, the belly. And gently relax the head in line with the spine to gaze downward and inward. Sphinx pose. We'll stay here for a few minutes in stillness and silence. And if at any point in this pose you feel sharp pain or discomfort, you can come down to your bellies and rest your head on your arm pillow. If you want to decrease the back bend, slowly walk out the arms a bit further in front of you to come a bit further down onto the abdomen, and breathe, sending the shoulders behind you. Option to place a bolster underneath the chest for more support. Inhale and exhale to breathe. Allow the body to relax as we focus on the breath, our mantra or affirmation. Let go of any tension in the feet, the glutes, shoulders. Breathe into the heart, into the belly, feeling a gentle massage to the internal organs as we inhale. Inhale fully in Sphinx pose. Lift the heart. And exhale to slowly lower to your right cheek. Placing the hands one on top of the other or using a pillow underneath the head. Close your eyes. Relax the body. You can mindfully move to the opposite cheek, closing the eyes and resting on your hand pillow. Gentle stretch for the cervical spine, your neck, and a rest for the lower back. Gently turn the head to center, placing your forehead to your hand. For one full deep breath in and out. Very mindfully take the hands underneath the shoulders. Engage the belly to spine as we come up by pressing into the hands gently. Coming back into a tabletop position. We'll be coming into downward facing dog. You have a few options for downward facing dog. You can come up to the toes and gently breathe into the belly, into the heart. And as you exhale, press through the hands and the feet to lift the hips up and keep the knees bent and gently walk out the dog very mindfully. Stretching the back of our calves, our hamstrings, and stretching the length of the spine in our downward facing dog. And you can move into stillness if this is comfortable for you. Allowing the heels to slowly move towards the floor. If you'd like some cushioning for your hands, you can add a yoga wedge underneath your yoga mat for traction, and take your hands and place them directly on the edge of your yoga wedge. So your fingers are pointing downward and there's less flexion and weight in the wrists. As you inhale, curl the toes under, and exhale to press into the hands and the feet. And gently allow yourself to breathe. Releasing a lot of the flexion that was once in the wrist. Breathe in and out. If you want to try the yoga wedge underneath the feet, you can do that too. Come down to your knees for a moment if it's available to you. slide your yoga wedge out, and we'll just slide it underneath the back. So we want the yoga wedge to be the opposite side, so the thicker side is towards the back and the thinner side is towards you as we place it underneath the yoga mat. Gently come back to the hands and very slowly breathe in, and as you exhale, gently send your heels to the top of that yoga wedge. Bend your knees and then slowly lengthen the legs. You don't have to come all the way down to the edge of your yoga wedge. Just listen to your body and what feels best as we breathe here for a few mindful breaths in downward facing dog. Keep softening and bending into the joints that feel stiff today. Breathe in fully, then exhale completely. If at any point you feel tired or you want to come down, that's perfectly fine. Gently come down to your knees, release the tops of the feet, and we'll slowly move to the side to release the wedge. We'll now use a similar technique for a subscapular release. We'll need one yoga block, and we'll be sliding it underneath our yoga mat. We're going to be lying on our side. Place the yoga block on the medium height. So it's not the highest, it's the medium. And if it's too much, you can take a blanket to fold over. Come to your side, to your forearm, and gently place your armpit onto the block, very slowly. Coming into a little fetal position with your opposite hand gently for support on a blanket or the floor, whatever feels best for you. And we're releasing any tension. A gentle pressure in the armpit, opening up the chest. Close your eyes and breathe, relaxing your fingers and shoulders. Very similar to using a foam roller to release the fascia and deeper tissues of the body to help you to open, to help you recover. You can return back to your mantra, your affirmation, or follow the breath in and out. When you're ready, you can slowly press into the left hand and come up to a seated position. Gently remove your block from the right side, and we'll mindfully send it underneath our yoga mat on the left. Take your time to come to your side and place the yoga block right in the armpit. This is opening up the chest. It's a subscapular release. You can keep your head in line with your spine, and if you'd like to add a blanket underneath your right hand, that's perfectly fine to create some cushioning as we move into stillness and silence. And relax our shoulders and fingertips. Close your eyes. You might feel some tightness in this area. We're using a gentle pressure from the yoga block to release the fascia and tissue, to create more of an opening of our hearts. Notice if the pressure starts to release or the intensity starts to decrease. Inhale fully and exhale completely. On your next inhale, press into your right hand and gently come up to seated. Our final posture is Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. Variation number 1. If you only have yoga blocks at home, you can take 2 yoga blocks and place them where the base of your head will lie and where the back of your heart is. We'll adjust as we go, and take 2 cushions from your couch, and we're going to sit on our glutes with our feet flat on our yoga mat, and then slowly placing the hands behind you, slowly come down to the first block with your head in line with your spine. So just look at me for now, and then when you want to come into the posture, keep your head in line with your spine and try not to turn towards the video, and slowly release your head to your block. You might need to add a cushion or a folded blanket or towel underneath the head for more support. But we're opening up the throat, the chest in this posture. And this is the first part that I want to work on with you, is you want to make sure that your head is comfortable. You might feel some tension depending on the density of your block, but as you stay in this pose, it will slowly release. If you have foam blocks, this might be a bit more comfortable, or a bolster, than very hard wooden or cork blocks. I'll show you what I mean by adding a blanket. You can add a blanket, maybe folded once or twice, on top of your first block. So I'm still coming down slowly to the first block underneath my chest, underneath the heart center, and then I'm allowing my head to release, and now I have additional support from my blanket to give a bit more height, and I feel more comfortable in my neck. I'm going to release the palms out to the side, and we're going to come to the legs. Place the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees to open up to either side. This is where your cushions come in. So place cushions to either side of the knees so you have support underneath the knees. And you'll find yourself in supported Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly. A beautiful heart opener and hip opener. And if you want to use a bolster along the spine and behind the head, you can lay the bolster along the spine instead of using blocks, and notice how that feels for you. Breathe in and out, allowing the chest and the heart to open as we move into stillness and silence. visualizing a green ray of light located at the heart center. Come back to your affirmation or mantra, Yam, or I am love, and repeat it for the next few moments as you breathe and relax into your posture. If you're feeling any tension or discomfort, send that area of your body love, compassion. Breathe into that space with the green light from your heart chakra. Breathe in fully into your heart center. And exhale to let go. Carefully start to send the legs together, squeezing the inner thighs. And slowly walk the feet gently. Come to bent knees. Send your arms beneath you and gently roll the chin towards the chest. And add some weight into the forearms or the hands to come back up. Keeping your gaze down, remove your blocks slowly to the side. You can keep your blanket to place on top of you if that's more comfortable. Placing a blanket on top of your body if you're chilly. It is the fall season and you want to stay nice and warm, especially for your joints. And take your time to roll down. Option to keep the knees bent and the feet flat on the floor, or allow the legs to open up to the sides and the feet to open up to the sides comfortably. Palms facing up. And notice how you sink deeply into your yoga mat. Shavasana, final relaxation. We'll stay here for the next few moments, absorbing the benefits from our yin practice today. yourself plenty of time in Shavasana. And only when you're ready, gently wiggle the fingers and the toes. Option to make circles with the ankles and the wrists to one side and the other. Send your legs together and your arms overhead if that's available to you for a full body stretch, just like you're waking up in the morning. Breathe in and then stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale. And bend both of your knees and slowly roll to your right side, sending your arm out like a pillow. Your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles are stacked. You can always place a blanket between the knees and the ankles, or cushions. Close your eyes and send love to yourself and others around you. Maybe just smile, or smile with your heart. Slowly press into your left hand to come into a seated position on the floor with whatever props you need. Trying to keep the eyes closed. Unless you're coming up to sit in a chair for a moment, then keep your eyes open. Once we find our seated position, place both of your hands to your heart center. Inhale, love. Exhale, love. Inhale, love. And exhale, flow it right back out. Let's close our practice with one deep, full inhale and a chant of Om, our universal mantra of oneness. Breathe in. Pause and gently notice how you feel. You can float open the eyes softly to look at all of the wonderful people that we've shared our practice with, whether we can see them or not right now. Thank you for sharing this heart-opening practice with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again for our next Yoga for Arthritis video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Yogi YouTube channel. Namaste.